Mike McCool here in the Royal Examiner studio, and with me today is we'll call it the directorial cast, or producers, directors, and choreographers from St. John's Drama Group. And we're going to talk about their latest production, and I got to read it because it's long. Right here, it's Joseph and the Amazing Technicolor Dreamcoat. Now that's been everywhere. I mean, it's been on Broadway and everything else. Have they made a movie of this yet? I think
there actually was a movie starring Donny Osmond, but it's more of like a stage production movie.
Yeah. That's what I thought. I remember Donny Osmond was the
original
lead.
Joseph
Yes.
in the U.S.
That's great. All right, so when is this going to happen?
Next week.
Next week. It happens on the 25th. Let me introduce
28th.
Oh, 28th. Well, they were sharp.
We don't want people showing up too soon.
That's right. We're good. But this is Joanna Naccash, and this is Laura Clark, and this is Susan Schwartz. Joanna is the producer of the production, and Laura is the co-director, and that leaves you for everything else. Susan is the director and the choreographer. So that must mean there's going to be a lot of dancing going on.
There is a lot of
movement
dancing
in this thing, isn't
yes.
it? And singing. And
there is. We are actually missing our musical director today. She just had a baby.
Oh, well, you can understand that. But she'll be there on the 28th, won't she?
She, hopefully, yes, she will. Can we plug her name?
Yes, go ahead.
Carly Hotek,
Okay.
and she's been an integral part of our show.
Yeah, Hoteks are involved in a lot of things.
They are, yes.
Yeah, that's great. All right. So tell me a little bit about the production and the whole thing and why we do all this stuff, because you guys do a lot of productions. Who wants to start?
Well, this particular show of Joseph has been one that we've been thinking about for literally years. Susan did it many years ago.
30 plus.
I saw it only for the first time only about 5 or 6 years ago, but I immediately fell in love with it, and I said, oh, we got to do this. Right. So we just waited for the right opportunity, and I think this summer was the right opportunity.
Okay, good.
So
you were able to cast it okay?
Yes.
We were able to
absolutely.
do a great job. In fact, that's one of the things is that you have to have at least 12 good boys. And we've got a great male ensemble for this show.
They sound fantastic. If I
So
do
they all
say so
can
myself. They all sing.
They all
sing
sing.
very well.
Not like me. I carry a tune in a bucket.
Nope, they're
Of course,
very
they
good.
said they want me to sing solo. So low they can't hear me. That's my only singing joke. So that's what I can make anyone laugh, on that one. All right, so because they can all identify with that. But so, Joanne, tell us a little bit about the cast and what we're going to expect to see in this.
Well, let's see. We have 30 teenagers
Wow.
from ages 13 to 18, I believe, that'll make up the main cast, the brothers and the wives and the ensemble in general. And then we also have 14 younger students, ages 7 to 12, that make up our children's chorus. So it is a pretty large group, and then we probably also have about 10 kids that work crew. So it's a large group of teenagers that we're working on with this show.
Well, how does the story, since I've never seen it, so I'm going to play dumb here, but now the story of Joseph I know, so what part of the story does it go from when to when?
Well, it goes from the beginning. We get introduced to Jacob and his sons, and Jacob gives Joseph the coat.
Right.
We go through the story where he gets sent off to Egypt and what
So
happens there.
So then
and
bad brothers get...
The treachery.
Yes,
treachery.
yeah. Okay,
Yeah.
we'll make sure you did that part.
Yeah, we do that part, and he goes on. We find out what happens to him in Egypt and how things all turn out for him in the end.
You got someone to play Potiphar?
Yes.
Oh, yes. Oh, yes.
And Potiphar's wife.
Oh,
And
well, of
Potiphar's
course.
wife.
You
Oh,
got to have
yes.
a beauty there, right? So,
Yes, we do.
All right, well, that's good. So, yeah, that's always, there's a lot to be told about that story. I mean, it's pretty interesting, too. So it's a great, and then, of course, it's got a great ending.
It has
It
a
does.
wonderful ending.
Redemption, forgiveness, how God can turn even the most treacherous evil into something wonderful.
Right. So all things work for good that,
Exactly.
Exactly. That's great. So what do you think about doing these plays here? I mean, how does it work? It's great you get 35 kids to do anything nowadays. I mean, how did you work in this phone and the videos? How did you work that?
Well,
Deposit your phone
we
here
have
when you walk.
we actually just talked about that last night. They're not supposed to have their phones out. We let them keep them, but
They're such good kids.
But they are,
They're really
and they
good
want,
kids.
and they're with the show because they want to be, and
Right.
so
You got them to walk in that fireman's parade in that 90-some degree weather, so
Yep.
that's pretty good.
Well, they were doing it to promote their show. They
Yeah.
worked really hard for the last
Yeah.
2 months. They want to make sure we've got a nice big audience.
And that's
that
one
they
thing
have a
people don't
good-
realize. You have to work a lot of pre-production before you ever get to those. The old saying is, we got to do the 90% before we get to do the 10% we like.
It's more like 95.5. We held auditions in May, but we've actually been planning this for months.
Right. It takes a lot of work, and then you got to you just can't decide to do something. You got to get rights and music,
That's right.
and you got to have fun. So are you using tracks, or do you actually have an orchestra? I mean, a band or an orchestra?
Unfortunately, we don't have an orchestra, so we are
I
using
really wanted
CD
to see how
tracks.
big a production is. But you know what?
Someday.
But you know, that's sometimes better where you can like cue the music at the right time.
Exactly.
It's all on software now.
Right.
So I've customized it exactly the way I want. Not the same as if I had a conductor who
Sure.
would do it, but it's not just canned music.
Right.
I've been able to manipulate and add pauses and holds and speed things up and
Sure.
whatever we need to do. I'm
Yeah,
able to
depending
do
on the production, or if you need to slow something down, you can tap tap tap.
Exactly.
Not quite in the right position yet for the music to be cued. Right.
Right.
That's a great thing
The
about
the whole thing is sung. There's no
speaking
real
parts?
dialogue. No real dialogue at all.
I think there's a couple straight lines, literally a couple straight lines.
They're within the songs.
But they are within the songs, yeah.
Could you repeat that again? That's about it.
Yeah.
that. Well, it
It's
sounds
awesome.
interesting. It sounds like a lot of fun too. I mean, I'm sure you get a lot of rewards from doing this, and so let's talk about when it is, so we can make sure we can invite the community, because this is open to the community to come and
Absolutely.
Yes.
and the price is pretty good. So now it's July 28th, 29th, 30th, 7:30, right? And then again on the 30th at 1:30 and the 31st at 4 o'clock. And this is all happening at the New Hope Bible Church. They got a really nice facility there, don't they, for doing
They
this kind of
do.
stuff?
And they've been very generous with us opening
Yeah,
and hosting us.
They do. They have pretty much opened their facilities up to a lot of groups and a lot of activities, and it's really a shame when our quote church buildings sit idle and there's nothing, and they really should be having, do not forsake the assembly. Let's all get together
you go.
7 days a week. That's what we really need to be doing. All right, so let's go over it one more time. It's adults are $10, children are $5. Old people, seniors like me, and students will be $7. Oh, you got a family price. Oh, that's good.
We have
40
a-
Have you
We have-
seen St. John's families?
I was just going to say,
they
no
could
one
add
will be
up.
turned away. Is that what you're saying here?
We want to make it affordable for all because we really do want everyone to come and see the show.
Yeah, so you can bring that 15-passenger van there, and
Yep.
we know who you are. Right? And,
Us.
I think I was talking to Annie, Miss Annie, right? And she has the jig and jive, and
Oh, yeah.
they had I think she's got a new van, and it's a gigantic, big 15-passenger. It's 12 feet tall. And she doesn't like it. She says too big, but she fills it up. It's
true.
great, but no, it's great to do it. Let's just go over the price: $10 for children, adults $10, children $5, seniors and students $7. A family, parents and minor children, you can get in for $40. It's at the New Hope Bible Church, which is at 80 North Lake Drive. It's real easy to find. Just Google it. You can't miss it. You see it really when you're going down 55 and Leach's Run, but you can't get to it there. So you kind of got to go around the block there to get in, but it's great. Mark your calendar, July 28th. That's next Thursday.
Thursday. We open on
So it's
Thursday.
Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and then a Saturday matinee. And it looks like you have a Sunday matinee.
Sunday
Yes.
matinee too.
Wow.
Yes.
You're going to...
We're going to
Monday-
be exhausted
You're
at the
going
end.
to be exhausted. So this is how long does this go on? How long is the show?
It's about What
say?
did we? An hour and 45 minutes.
Yeah,
With
including
an
with
intermission?
intermission.
With the
With
intermission.
intermission, it's right about 2 hours.
hours.
Just under 2 hours.
That's a lot of singing.
It is.
Right. So tell us about the process. I think that's interesting. I mean, some of these kids have been in almost in every production, and some come and go. So do they like bring their friends? And how do you go about getting 35 kids to do anything? I mean,
They do tell their friends. We have a core group actually mostly made up of our own children.
voluntold.
Well, years ago.
Right.
Years ago.
You're going to be in this. and
But
you're-
they want to be in it.
Yeah, that's true.
They
That's true.
tell us, Mom, we should do Joseph. So if I can put in a little plug, my son is playing Joseph.
Oh, well, I think that's great.
So
Okay.
they wanted to
And
do
then
it.
in case anyone accuses us of favoritism, my son is the back end of the camel.
But
See,
they
there's a part for everybody.
Yes, there is.
for
There truly is. But they tell their friends, and we do spread the word within our parish community.
Right.
And we actually have several new families this year that we're very happy to have them. So we have some new members, some old members. It's really a mixture.
And then we have families who come year after year to watch the performances, and their children are young and they're just waiting to turn 13.
Or until you need a baby Jesus to play in there.
Or a children's choir like we have.
There you go.
choir.
That's true. So what do you have planned after this? I mean, I'm sure you've already planned. Are you going to
Yes,
spill the
We
beans?
are. We actually we're planning on doing Rogers and Hammerstein Cinderella in the
Wow.
fall. We're not officially on the calendar yet, but we're hoping for those performances to take place during the 2 weekends before Thanksgiving. And auditions will probably be sometime in August. So if there's anyone out there who's interested in coming for those auditions, check out our website, which is stjohnsdrama.org.
There you go. Got to get that plug in there for
That's
that. But it's really good for young people to do this, and you've done it long enough where you've had some go past the age and have moved on.
Yes.
And any of them been on Broadway yet? I mean, we do have. And believe it or not, I do know this town has produced some Broadway stars.
Really?
Yeah, and some TV dramas. So and a
Well-
lot of lawyers, Indian chiefs, and everywhere else in between. So
Actually, my daughter, she played Miss Brooks in our very first production, and she is a professional actress in New York. And we are hoping, it's not definite yet, but we're hoping that she may be coming down and co-directing Cinderella.
well, there you go. See, you can do a lot of great things in Front Royal. Just put your mind to it.
But Broadway or not, these kids gain confidence
Oh,
and
yes.
speaking ability, their presentation, their work ethic. In so many ways, they grow.
It's a lot
we
of
see
work.
them grow.
And you're
Yes.
right. You'll see that when as you go from the beginning to the ones that are, not saying a whole much until the end, and all of a sudden they turn out to be some of your better
Exactly.
actors.
We were just talking about the young man before. His very first production with us, he had one line, and then he
remember.
became...
And he missed it one night. And the nights that he didn't miss it, you could barely hear him.
Wilson, we're not talking about
No.
you.
No.
He won't see this.
Then he became Schroeder and
Very talented.
very talented.
Just to let people know, we're talking about Wilson Diaz. He's a great little young man I've known for a long time.
An alumni.
Alumni, that's great. But so there's a lot of people like that, and these are the kind of organizations that kids need to be involved in. I know we work with Rick Gardner at the Warren County High School doing the DECA program, and you can see these young kids starting off as freshmen, and then you see them 2 or 3 years later, they're going to nationals and presenting to people, and their presentation skills and just their confidence of standing up in front of people. Because believe it or not, you will be doing that your whole life.
Exactly.
And coming on the Royal Examiner and talking to me. So, but seriously, it's a great opportunity to learn these things. And when I was growing up, when I told my kids, I said, you got to take typing. And now they call it keyboarding.
Keyboarding.
You got to learn to type. I type biblical style. Seek and ye shall find. But it's true. There's certain skills you need to learn, and public speaking is one of them. And just to organize your thoughts, because I'm all over the place. So obviously I wasn't trained to do that. But you got to be a little bold just to step up and do things. And once you get past that fear, the first time, it's really not that hard.
just being able to put on a good face
Yeah.
when you're not feeling well
Fake it till you make it. That's what I learned to do.
can
Yeah.
really alter your life.
Right. Just keep telling yourself, all is good, all is good. This too shall pass. That's my favorite line. This too shall pass, and just move on. And it's great. But I think people get a lot of spiritual things out of this as well.
I hope so.
And they see it, and if nothing else, they're going to know the story of Joseph before they get
That's
done.
Well, I mean, it's
And you can
definitely
learn a lot from that. Trust me, that's
it is
really
a
a
good
good story to teach young people.
It
And this is a fun way to hear the story, too. It really is a fun
It's got
way.
twists to it. The styles of music are not biblical, let's just say. We have cowboy music. We have a calypso dance. Not maybe what you'd expect unless you're familiar with the show already.
Right.
But we think everybody will enjoy it a lot.
That's what we want. It sounds great. It's a lot of work, labor of love, they say.
Absolutely.
And I'm just amazed you got 35 kids that get together that you found them that want to do it. But no, it's seriously, they will learn so much, and that's something we want to stress. Get your kid off, get that phone out of their hand, quit using that video babysitter, and get them involved in things like this. If it's not this, it's something else. We went to an event the other day, a young man become an Eagle Scout. And, that's the same thing. It's a lot of work, dedication, and focus on what they were doing. And you can just see the difference in kids like that do things, and people that, participate and learn teamwork, learn how to get, I tell people all the time, they want to find something, they go in the military. I said, first of all, they got to have a college degree. They're going to go in and be an officer. I said, the military wants people that, one, can communicate, can get along with people, and carry on a conversation. You don't have to be an engineer or a doctor to do that. Trust me, most doctors can't do it. But anyway, so that's where a lot of these, often these degrees, it's okay to have a history degree and an English degree, and you don't all have to be engineers, And
That's true.
Overcoming the fear as well. Last summer we had someone brand new, just moved here, and she auditioned and she was so nervous, and I said, it's okay. She goes, I don't know anyone in this room. I said, don't worry, these kids are going to be your best friends in 5 minutes, and they are.
That's true. Well, they're all sharing a common experience, and that's how friendships are developed.
Exactly.
When you share a common bond, you just build that. We did it in the military. I'm still been over 50 years, and yet I still have several people who become friends over a short period of time in the military, but yet here it is 50 years later, we're still friends and still communicate together. So you do that because you share that common bond, and that's really good. Just like when you grow up with somebody in your family, and you got little kids, and they grow up, and they're lifelong friends.
Yep.
And yet they just share that experience, and I think that's really what it's about. So it's great. And it's great, too, you can put some spiritual things in there because, we are spiritual creatures, and we need to have that balance. I call it, a three-legged stool. If you kick one of those out, not good. And that's really a big thing in our society today, that we're missing that spiritual side of life. I think we need to do it. So this is great. It's one way to slip it in there.
I saw this play before I had ever read this story in the Bible years and years and years ago. And so the first time I had read it in Scripture, I said, I know this person. I know Joseph. I know him because I'd had that experience with the play.
That's true. So it's not too much
not preaching.
Creative licensing done, creative license or whatever they call it, editorializing it.
There's a lot of creative license, but the essence of the story is still the same.
A lot of times, you watch these quote biblical movies, you know what I mean? You say, I don't think the scripture said that.
No, in fact, we've been reading the scripture at the beginning of practice several times, and the kids will hear it from the Bible, and they'll go, oh, or they'll have something in the Bible, and it'll be the lyrics to one of the songs, and they'll start singing it.
Right.
I think
we're exactly the same.
I think we're faithful to the story. We're faithful
Good.
to the process of the story. The road we take is colorful, but
Well, that's why they call it the Amazing Technicolor.
Yes,
Dreamcoat.
There you go.
That's true, because you'll have your critics.
well, I had a theologian tell me it actually wasn't a colorful coat; it was a long-sleeved coat. Nowhere in the Bible does it say it's a colorful coat. And I said, you know what? We have a bigger problem. The word Technicolor is nowhere in the Bible. So
Yeah,
We're
there's
good.
There's a lot of things that we try to focus or try to have our mind's eye something that happened in the first century, but even go back farther like this, and you're thinking like and we see it in movies, so we're thinking that's really the way it was, but
It's not the way it was.
it's probably not the way it was. No, so
no
anyway,
one will get confused.
No one will.
No
get
one from our production. No.
Who made your coat for you?
We actually, it was lent to us by Seton High School up in Manassas,
Oh,
Virginia.
okay.
They did this production a number of years ago,
So
and so
they
they
had
lent us the coat.
I'll
Which
see
is
that.
actually where I saw it for the first time. I saw that production.
So it's a great production. All right, we appreciate you all coming in. Anything else we want to highlight or talk about? Something we didn't cover?
I think we covered almost everything.
Just come see it.
Yeah, come.
Absolutely.
Come
Please
see
come
us.
see us.
All right, one more time, I'm going to tell you what it is. July the 28th, which is Thursday, Friday, Saturday, 7:30 at New Hope Bible Church. That's just next week. Then on Saturday, there's a matinee at 1:30, and on Sunday, there's a matinee at 4 o'clock. It's great. It's a great work. Let's get out and support these drama kids, the drama clubs or drama group. What do we call it? A drama?
It's St. John's Drama.
St. John's Drama. And if you want to take a look at them, watch the Fireman's Parade that we did last week. They're in there. And, of course, they were handing out their little tickets.
handing out little flyers,
And I
yeah.
give them a nice little plug there. So anyway, we appreciate it. Again, 28th, 29th, 30th, and 31st. So check it out. Again, ladies, we appreciate you coming in, sharing
Thank
all
you
this
so
with
much
our
for having
readers.
us.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.